We want to know what you have to say.
Except that's not the flag of Hamas, is it?
Well, it is.
Is everybody that pushes for Palestinian independence a part of Hamas? What about all of the Palestinian farmers who are being violently thrown off of their land by Jewish supremacists, Israeli settlers? Are they all a part of Hamas? What about all of the Palestinian children who are being deliberately shot in the head and in the chest by Israeli snipers? Are they a part of Hamas as well?
What do you say about the fact
So you don't
that
have an answer
the
to those
majority?
questions?
No, I'd like to ask the questions, and you're obviously an expert, so you educate me. Why is it that more than 2 years after the October 7th atrocity, the majority of Gazans support Hamas?
What happened on October the 7th that's so monumental that you're asking me about that date? What about October the 6th? What about October the 5th? What about September 2023? What about 2022? What about the last 75 years of an illegal military occupation? Why are you deciding to gloss over the entire historical context and focus exclusively on one date in history? Because when you ask about October the 7th, what you're actually doing is telling me that everything that happened before, the ethnic cleansing, the genocide, all of that stuff doesn't matter because the victims were not Israelis. But on one date in history, 2 years ago, when Israelis are the victims, all of a sudden you want to ask about that date. So what's up with the double standard? What's up with the moral hypocrisy? Can you answer that question?
October 7th has no significance to you, even though this was the single greatest massacre of Jews post-Holocaust, but it doesn't register.
And can you tell me the date of any of the massacres that took place against Palestinians in occupied Palestine and the West Bank or Gaza? Can you tell me the date of the Deir Yassin massacre? Can you know what date that was in history?
Educate our audience.
So you don't know that date, and what's more important, rather than the specific date, is the entire historical context. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
If I were to tell you, like I asked you a long time ago, what about all of the reports that have been published by every single reputable international human rights group in the world, including but not limited to Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, that documents the crimes of the Israeli apartheid state? And the fact is that for 75 years before October the 7th, a lot of Palestinian civilians were also killed, but you have absolutely nothing to say about that, do you?
Why?
So you agree that you cannot answer a single one of my questions? You cannot answer when the Deir Yassin massacre
Can you
took
answer
place?
why that Che
You
Guevara
cannot
flag is
answer
there?
why the Israeli government continues to build illegal Jewish settlements on occupied Palestinian territory, fanning the flames of war. If anything is a threat to Jewish civilians in Israel, it is the policies of the Israeli government.
Thank you.
Why
You're
are
getting
they building more settlements? Run away like you always do, Dave.